Virgo, how about a reading from your metal dog today? Or this metal dog anyway. I'm going to give you a relationship reading. It could be your partner, it could be a friend, it could be a family member, it could be just somebody coming into your life that in some way you're in relationship with one another. And the reading is about how you appear, the masks you wear, what's really behind that mask, and why the person is wearing that mask, and then the relationships that you're in, advice and outcome should you take that advice. They've been very interesting readings, I thought. I'm always interested. So let's see whether this is for you. I'm going to start here with the Brady Tarot. I'm going to start with you, and then I'll do the person in your life, and then the relationship and advice. Okay, so let's see. The mask you wear is the Fool. This is an interesting Fool card, but the Fool is basically starting out on a new journey, like this big giant baby bird who's being fed by the bluebird. You know, you're gonna fly out of that nest on your journey, and it's a leap of faith. And you can see that this baby has outgrown its nest. Its legs are hanging out, and it thinks the bluebird is its mother. I'm reminded of. So anyway, but if you're wearing a mask of a fool, you are pretending to be naive, innocent, to need help, but also to be full of faith. We'll see what else. Truly, underneath this, you are the Wheel of Fortune. You are truly a craftsperson in the middle of her web. You have what you need. You've captured your food. It's probably food that little baby bird Fool might want. Or perhaps this is how you capture what you need, is by pretending to be the Fool. But the Wheel of Fortune is about being lucky, and that fortune favors you. But it also could mean that you are going through change. So it's interesting to actually try to pin down who you are, Virgo, because what you really are is in a process of dramatic change that is being led from the outside by the Wheel of Fortune. But I see this spider in her web, and she has all 4 food groups, I guess, 4 spiders. She's a crafts person. She is feeds herself, but you're appearing as someone that needs to be fed by others. The reason you wear this mask is the star. The star represents wish fulfillment and healing. Again, divine support. So we'll want to find out more about that for sure when we clarify. You see the ibis, and the star is always naked, natural, pouring water into the earth and water back into the water. It's about the senses. Okay. Now your friend, your person, this other individual in your life that this reading is going to give you a little information about. This person is appearing as Justice. You see the turkey vulture here with the arrow, which represents the suit of swords in this deck. And on this, there is an egg and a skull. So we see is that right? You see an egg and a skull. So we see the cycle of life here. Yeah. I have the book for this deck. It's quite worth looking at sometimes to see what the imagery is. So that's the mask. Someone that's coming across as fair and balanced and speaking to justice And so that's a quite interesting relationship that you guys are in on your facade, is Fool and Justice. So you might be looking like you're looking towards this person for guidance, but that's just your act, because in fact you don't need guidance with this image of the spider. This person, in fact, underneath this is the Hierophant. They are a teacher. They are a spiritual leader, but they also are maybe more, there's something about structure here. So both Justice and the Hierophant can represent institutions of society. I associate Justice also with like a social justice person. So if we have a Hierophant who's actually invested in the structure, hiding behind the mask of a social justice warrior, something like that. They could be in alignment. Very often the mask and who the person is can be, they're just a different card for saying the same thing. But let's see about why. Why? Ooh, the Empress. So the Empress is the Mother Earth, the natural world. Very different from the Hierophant, which represents human structures of society. She's nurturing, supporting, I wanted to say healing, so I'll say it. The Empress. This is the reason the Hierophant poses as a justice warrior. We'll find out more. It could be that we need to find out more. Okay, interesting. So your relationship here is, very intuitive, the High Priestess. This person you are looking to this person for guidance, and this person has very powerful major arcana cards. So there's some kind of intuitive, divine knowing that has brought you together. That's your relationship. It also could be a relationship that's based on secrecy, lack of communication, things like that. But we will clarify. Your advice is the Moon. More secrecy, privacy, darkness, mystery. I don't know why I said privacy. I guess I think so the High Priestess and the Moon, they both kind of support respecting the mask. Don't go back there and look, because there's privacy, secrecy. Here in your relationship is one highly intuitive, and the Moon is, you want the High Priestess to go on your moon journey with you. You want to draw on your own High Priestess ability to go on a moon journey. So this is your advice. It usually means look at the dark side. Sometimes for me, it has meant simply to trust the moon and to look to the moon. And if you think about the 10th here of June coming up, that we're looking at a solar eclipse where the moon is going to come between the earth and the sun somewhere at some point in the day. You'll have to Google that yourself. So looking at lunar cycles and how they are affecting your life, your relationship, if you're into astrology here. This person in your life is significant and powerful. You're acting like you're learning from them, but you're also powerful, major arcana, effective person. The final outcome here, if you take this advice, is a 3 of Cups. It's a friendship. It could also be some kind of reconciliation. We'll see upon clarification what comes up here. Okay, and on the bottom of the deck, there is Strength, Success. We'll look at these further. The Mother of Arrows, Daughter of Arrows. So there's quite a bit on the bottom here. We'll come back to that, Virgo. All right, well, let's clarify. We're going to use the Klimt deck, and for some reason I pulled out the Tarot of Sexual Magic for your relationship advice. So I will go with my instinct is what, when I asked Virgo, what cards do you want? These were the ones. So let's see what happens. All right, so let's first look at you. You are coming across, your mask is that of the Fool, this big bird that is acting the fool, getting fed by the bluebird. Or you're the bluebird. You might be acting like someone that cares for fools. Bringing the bugs that you collect in your web as the Wheel of Fortune. All right, so there's the moon in this beautiful sleeping beauty. There's a kind of sense here of being safe behind the mask, behind in that mysterious moon state. Very comfortable in the moon energy. You feel you're comfortable with the moon, Virgo. Maybe you have Pisces in your chart. That's the card of Pisces, or Pisces, that energy works for you. We also have, what's in Pisces? Neptune is in Pisces. So this is a kind of state that we're in astrologically of not knowing and so appearing to not know. That's what the Fool does here. And being comfortable with being in that ignorance. Sorry, Virgo, I know. I wanted to roll all my pet hair off of me today, and I did. Because I'm like, Virgo, they're very clean and tidy. Okay. With the moon, we have the Hanged Man. There's some kind of perspective change that you are looking for. You are definitely in a place of not knowing right now. That's your facade. This is your mask. And wow, the Empress. So this is the reason that your person is wearing the mask. So this is a part of your mask. This is their reason for wearing the mask of justice. It has to do with you, with the way that you're coming off as this Empress who cares about the earth, who is nurturing and supportive and receptive, productive. So like sometimes you can think of I'm seeking to break out of these typical gender terms that we use. I think they're lazy. So if we describe what it means to be nurturing, but also that you reproduce something here. So the moon, the Hanged Man, and the Empress, this is your mask. It looks like you're looking to be taught. You're open to having your mind changed. You're comfortable with ignorance, with that kind of, well, let's just see what happens. You're very natural. This seems to be a natural state of yours to be a learner, okay? What's the truth? You know, it could be that is true. These cards are hard to pick up. So this is your true self, the Wheel of Fortune. Let's find out more about that underlying. What is this Wheel of Fortune truth about you? We have the Hermit. This is you, your card, Virgo. That you go inward actually for wisdom. You seek out your own light. You're actually quite self-sufficient. Yeah, I know people like this. They act like they want your advice, but they're actually just going to do what they decide to do. I can be a little bit like that. I don't ask for advice, but people give me advice a lot. Suggests I come off like a fool, and so then people give me advice. This could be about age. It could be about, like, I tend to be, my inner child shows on the surface, and so then people help me a lot. But you, Hermit, you Virgo, you don't actually need help. You're able to, in your little web, collect everything that you need through your own ingenuity. You trust the divine support. You're aware of all of the connections of the universe. And I see your body here in the spider, like that inner light that the hermit has. This is the traditional hermit, which I have out here. You see the person who looks to their own inner light. So that's your card, Virgo. I mean, it also appears to be your way of going forward. Also, you are a powerful manifester, much like that spider, able to get all of the food she needs. You are able to make real what you want, what your vision is. You're very powerful, acting like an ignoramus. And there's a Two of Cups. You are a lover. A bit clingy. This Two of Cups is very clingy. A little bit, I see that moon person being overly loved here. Yeah, I see her in his embrace. And I see her being, it's like almost oppressive in this image. So Two of Cups is not, that's not what the Two of Cups is about. Maybe in some like world where hyper codependence is valued, that would be an ideal relationship. It puts me off that image of the Two of Cups. But a Two of Cups is a soul bond. It's like meeting a person that mirrors you. So you're good at that. Getting love, giving love. You're quite good at everything, Virgo. But you're acting like you need your perspective changed. From this is a part of your mask. I think it really contradicts all of the Fool, Moon, Hanged Man energy of, I don't know, what do you think, teacher? Like, then you come in as the Empress, and I just think like there's something that's very receptive about you that is communicating to this other person that they act in this alpha, hierophant, structurally powerful way. It's almost like the gender binary here that I'm making a huge effort to not use that language in my tarot readings, but I feel you are really consciously performing a feminine role, like femme, or I need a leader, kind of real traditional femininity, passivity, surrender to this other person whose mask, reality are quite powerful, and they're responding to this Empress in you who's, you were powerful in your own right, but it's in this very receptive femme way. So, hey man, the message is the message. I'm just the reader. And my feminism or queer critique is sometimes just inhibiting me from reading the cards here. So if you relate to this, playing the part of a very receptive person, but like knowing in yourself that you're incredibly powerful, and that in some way what happens when somebody responds to that in this alpha way is that you feel crushed and controlled and just too much. That's what really happens. So the reason that you do this is the Star, this wish fulfillment of some kind. So this method of acting like you need something comes from a wish that you have. Even though Magician and the Wheel of Fortune suggest to me that you could actually just get what you want through your own powers, you're using this mask to get that from outside of you, from this other person. Well, let's see though. Star is also the card of Aquarius. It's intellectual, visionary. So there's a Seven of Cups here. This is choices, but it's also projections and illusions. Nine of Cups. there's more wish fulfillment here. And the Two of Swords. Struggle, decision. It's very erotic. Very much like this. These bodies. I feel like this is about getting your physical wish fulfillment in some way, but you're torn here between you're at a place of choice, and in a way, like, you know how to fulfill yourself individually, but you're performing this part of like, I need help. I need help making a decision to get what I want. So it isn't that it isn't the wish. It's the relationship that you are looking for. The relationship, which we'll clarify later, of the High Priestess. You're looking for some kind of connection through playing the part of the Fool. And perhaps this other person who's playing the part of Justice here is able to answer that wish from you. Interesting. Okay, Justice. The Nine of Wands. This is a person who is a wise struggler. They have struggled. They have learned in the struggle. They're tired. This person is just how they appear. Yeah, I mean, it's the social justice person, High Priestess. They're presenting themselves as the High Priestess, very intuitive, wise, mysterious. And the Three of Wands. They have also presented themselves as, patiently awaiting the manifestation to come in. That looking glass there. This is the Mask. Yeah, I just see this person is coming across to you as about justice, social justice, about actually challenging injustice in the structure. They are mysterious. They present themselves as very patient, long-suffering, wise, very mysterious in their wisdom, right? So, yeah. Well, I want to see who they are. I want to tell you, as your reader, I feel really suspicious of this person, whoever they are. The whole time I've been looking at them in relation to you, that Hierophant, that's bothering me, that they present as a social justice person, but they're really totally invested in structural power. That's giving me almost like a burning feeling in my tummy. You probably know this. You probably see right through this, because you've got a lot going on over here too, where you're playing like you don't know stuff to get this person to be in this High Priestess counseling relationship with you, but you don't actually need that at all. What you want is a connection. You want some kind of spiritual connection. That's what you want. You want a spiritual connection. This is your wish. And you're able to make the world turn to give you what you want through your magician abilities. But this way of asking for connection is dishonest. And that's what when we wear a mask, it's just dishonest. So you might want to look at that. Also, you might want to look at who this person really is, and let's do that right now. What does it mean that behind this social justice High Priestess facade of the patient social justice worker is the Hierophant, who is, so for justice, there's the vulture, or the turkey buzzard. And reality is another bird of prey. Not sure what kind. You can see the book points to the structural power that we associate with religion. This can always be truly a teacher, truly a mentor. I'm just listening to the other parts that come into a reading of my gut. I mistrust this person in my gut. And that might be me just responding to your mask of the Fool, like that you need some kind of hero, and that's one of the roles that I play is hero. And so I might be responding to your mask, even though I see that you're fully capable. I think I definitely respond to this, because this is like not what I would want for you, right? I see this. That's the moon woman here coming through as a part of your mask. Like, I'm comfortable in the Neptunian, Piscean, flowy, I don't know, energy that's going on right now. But then I just see you just getting crushed and overshadowed. So then take or leave that. I'm just sharing the intuitive feeling that I have here. Okay, the Hierophant. Maybe I will just love this Hierophant by the end of the reading. You never know. Ace of Pentacles. Very practical. 3D. Again, points to structure. The Pentacles is Earth. You're of Earth, Virgo, but Ace of Pentacles, it's like we're going to build a world. It's a 3-dimensional world. And if this is a social justice kind of journey, or person presenting as a social justice person, they do have a real idea of what they want to make. There's the 3 of Cups that is the future. This is friendship. They're your friend would be one way to read this. I mean, it's a nice card. They're small numbers. Meaning, and then there's anxiety, insomnia, up in their head. Wow. This person's actually really stressed out. Underneath this mask of, I'm cool, I'm patient, they're suffering anxiety. They're in their head. There's small numbers. An Ace of Pentacles, the 3 of Cups. They're minor. I feel like they're involved in justice, but they're really having trouble coming to terms with the challenge to structural power that this new world that they want to make with you, it's larger than the 2 of you, what you're involved in together, what you know them from. You're seeking a relationship with them. They're offering, like High Priestess. It's like, we have a special relationship, but we're doing this bigger thing together. They're having trouble with the thing that's bothering me is like they're acting like they want to end structural inequality, but they're invested in it. They're invested in it. And they're using their relationships somehow to protect it. So when you're when you've been an activist, as I have, sometimes there's a person in the group that appears to be like the most radical, but they're actually the most fearful. And so it could be just something simple like that. Okay, the reason for this is the Empress, which shows up in your mask. So they're responding to how you're presenting yourself as this receptive, feminine, I said, nurturing person. So your mask is why they're presenting as a justice worker. So let's find out more about that. Four of Swords. Healing. Resting. Queen of Pentacles. Security. She knows her worth. Ten of Cups. Queen of Pentacles is Earth, you, like the Empress, you, like the Hermit, you, Virgo. Okay, they're responding to you. They aspire to a Ten of Cups with you, which is a romantic, familial, emotional connection. They're responding to what they perceive as your need for security and wealth they're responding to your Fool. They perceive this as like you need material things, security, wealth. You're seeking a relationship. They also want a relationship. They want a romantic relationship. There's also a motivation here of healing. It's like, and I get this, like a woman who's very nurturing can be, I don't know, it's just like when you need it, you're this Hierophant, you're anxious, you just need somebody to take care of you. It feels so good to be around that energy. That's what I feel like. You're why they're acting this way. But their true motivation is that they want this restorative, nurturing, supportive quality of yours. And the Virgos I know, like that's one way that you present in the world. You're like this incredibly loving, generous, kind person. And then the other side of you is the Hermit, where you just completely vanish and you go inward, and because you're a mutable sign, so you move, in my experience, between these two states. And so this other person wants that nurturing Empress side of you, wants to be in a Ten of Cups with her. And the Queen of Pentacles is much like the Empress. She's very much going to make a family, a home. And the way that you go about wooing the Queen of Pentacles is by acting really like you can provide for her, like a King of Pentacles. This person's acting like a social justice high priestess. I'm almost thinking like they're not being open with you about their romantic interest in you. And it's not just romantic, it's also like that you're a healer, right? And you do have the star here in your motivation for putting on this Fool mask. To me, this has to do with your desire to connect. Well, let's see. So you're on this High Priestess journey. It's interesting. Four of Pentacles, Six of Swords, wow, Eight of Cups. There's just so much going on under the surface between both of you. I don't even know if I have time to look at all that. I haven't even done your... Well, who cares, right? It's my day. I can do with it what I want. Give Virgo an extraordinarily long reading about a very masked up relationship here. You both want a connection, so good. Okay. I'm not sure you want the same kind of connection. They want to be nurtured. And they want to be like in a big bed with you and a bunch of other people. For those of you that are non-monogamous, perhaps polyamory is what they want with you. There is a Three of Cups here twice. So that could mean that this person is polyamorous, but they're acting like they have a special High Priestess relationship with you. Let's see about that. Okay. We get Four of Swords. So that's the healing part. This is the I'm being nurtured here. What's going on? What's going on with these two? He's giving her a drink of water. He's nurturing her. So that's very clearly like what your person here wants from you. And that's your mask, the Empress. Also, Four of Wands. There is a simpatico. Everything's up on the surface. We're a mirror for one another. Physical, passionate part of this relationship. Very stable. It's really like the kind of place where you get to be yourself. And thirdly, we get the Knave of Wands. This very queer kind of challenges what you are used to. It's definitely a challenging, transformative. So this High Priestess relationship, it's spiritual, it's healing. There's youthfulness and like difference. Like you're very different. Could be different race. Could be different, culturally different. Knave of Wands or Page of Wands is characterized by dressing in an unusual fashion. I think of them as the queer card because they are from somewhere else, and so they see the structures of the world in a way that people within the structures can't see it. That seems to be more what you are bringing here to this. It's just, so you're bringing healing. You're bringing an outside perspective, although it looks like your justice friend here behind the mask, the Hierophant, very embedded in the structures, is at least presenting as the Page of Wands, this other critic. And you're like all ears. But there's a very physical piece to this here. I mean, a little bit's the deck of cards I chose to clarify this, but the Four of Wands is willpower. It's the physical. It is, if of any card read by tarot readers, marriage, so commitment, partnership. But I think of it also because like a chair has four legs or table has four legs. We've got stability. Everything is up on the surface in a Four of Wands. So I think this relationship feels like really like nobody else gets you like this person gets you, this High Priestess quality. So I feel like you get to be your authentic self. You get to be your queer self with this person, and it's very healing for them. And the way that you're getting this is by acting like the lifelong learner. Advice is the Moon, which shows up in your mask here. So let's see, what's the Moon? Moon is coming in. The Owl and the Lobster. So what's this advice of the Moon? Queen of Wands. Very much physical, powerful, passionate. Could be a bit of a drama queen. Fire. Six of Swords. Changing your mind. This movement. Leave one place for another, either intellectually or actually in reality. And Justice. This says to me that there's something unknown that you need to explore, and it will change your mind about justice. Um, it looks like you have to look into the unseen unknown in order to understand the person that is appearing as justice. And there's a change of mind that happens here in the process of it looks like it happens through the Queen of Wands. Yeah, the Queen of Wands, like, she's showing up here, like, very sexy, very physical, very passionate. Fiery. Something from your physical relationship is going to change what you know of justice. So they want 10 of Cups with you. They love how healing and nurturing you are, and you seem very stable and earthy, and you are. But yeah, something's going to change about how you see them when you do this look into the mystery. They're presenting as High Priestess, social justice warrior, or just in some way. So I think you're going to have a physical relationship with this person, because there's these 2 of Swords and the 2 of Cups, and then the 10 of Cups is what they're motivated by. So, like, there's some kind of a thing that happens without words. So you may just know this in another way. It doesn't have to be like you make love or something like that, but when something happens, you see through the physical. It's not intuitive. It's in your physical relationship, like body language or something like that, shows you a different side of this justice person. And the 3 of Cups is the final outcome here. Celebration. That's good. There's a 10 of Cups in the future. So that's what they want with you. Empress. Wow. She's here 3 times in this is you. And 5 of Cups. Some kind of disappointment or regret. Yeah. Careful here, my friend. Virgo, you're not helpless. You're pretending you're helpless. They're presenting as something in order to have this 10 of Cups with you. And they like what you give them. But it looks to me like something happens when you really look into the moon, into the darkness here, behind the mask. And if you get involved with them, there's something disappointing about it for you. They get everything they want. You are like, darn it, a little bit. So I think it has to do with the fact that they're very different from how they present. They're very anxious. It looks to me like they have a little bit of trouble with fidelity, or maybe you like polyamory is your thing too. You're very 2-2 over here. Something structural. They also are much more attached to structural power than you realized, and they came off. Yeah. And there's something like when you look in the moon, it changes your mind through the physical. Some kind of like some physical relationship between the 2 of you changes your idea of justice. And here she is in blue holding the truth, the sword. And blue, it's almost like you see the more authentic person than you have been seeing. So just very much be careful, because your wish of connection, that's your wish. And you're going about it by pretending that you need help when you don't. And you're just ending up in a physical struggle that is what they want, but is leaving you in a 5 of Cups. Yeah. King of Wands, the moon again. Yes, there's that. Yeah, okay. There's something here. Okay, so this is them presenting as your match, the King of Wands, right? The Queen of Wands comes up in your advice. And then there's the moon again, but it ends up here with a 7 of Swords. This is deception. This is miscommunication. This is... Mercury is in retrograde. This is a great time to get into this kind of situation where two lovers are separated by misunderstanding, secrecy, dishonesty. What else we have here? Control for Pentacles. 6 of Swords. There's that changing your mind. There's the movement to somewhere clearer, calmer, where you can see more clearly. There's more movement here. Dissatisfaction, discontent of the 8 of Cups. Needing to go somewhere else. Oh, and then it's upside down. Okay. Good. The first deck, we get Strength. This is pride, power, controlling your animal instinct, really. This is like the mother bear, and she has snakes wrapped around her, and boy, those are horned owls flying over her head. It's so much about this Empress, feminine, femme power that you have. There's the 2 of Feathers, the 2 of Wands here. The manifesting and visioning card of success. There you are. You appeared twice as somebody here. Mother of Arrows. This is the Mother of Swords. I get the swords and feathers mixed up in this Brady Tarot, but this is the queen who sees through and knows what to keep and what to cut away. She's extremely clear. That's you seeing this clearly at some point and knowing what to do. And then there's lastly a Daughter of Arrows. This seems to me to be your counterpart. They're just not as awesome as you thought. That's it. Somehow they're hiding their small numbers, their ace, their 2, or their ace, their 3, and all this anxiety of the 9 of Swords. They're hiding that beneath a facade that's like really compelling and powerful, and like the long-suffering justice warrior who's just been so patient and passionate. They really want you. They get you in this story. That's of course up to you. Whatever happens, you learn, you're changed, and there's never anything wrong that comes from taking the leap of faith that the Fool takes, or accepting the Wheel of Fortune, which is what's really happening, of things turning in your favor. I just feel like these readings about the mask, what they tell us is be really clear and direct about what you want. Like, I want this spiritual connection with you, not a physical relationship. It looks like if you say that, then you can change the story. But if you don't come clean about wanting a spiritual instead of a physical relationship, you're going to end up in a 5 of Cups, which is disappointed, regretful, potentially losing this person or stuck with this person. The card's really like, she's not happy with him. So, yeah, honesty is always a good policy, Virgo. Ask directly for what you want. Okay, have a good day.